Jamie Grew here with the Reading Engineer, and I just wanted to show you some of the new titles that we got a sneak peek of at convention. They're coming out July 1st and should be available to order then. So to start, we have our Hello Baby book, and this is a fabric book. It's got a little rattle on the side that the children can play with, chew with. There's little interactives. It's all fabric and just has a lot of fun animals, teaches them colors. They're great, easy to throw in the wash, and I loved those types of books, and so I'm super excited that Usborne has them. Next is How to Feed Your Cheeky Monkey. Now this is actually a 4-part series. You can see the other 3 on the back here. How to brush your teeth with Snappy Croc, how to tuck in your sleepy lion, and how to bathe your little dinosaur. Sorry, hopefully your child knows how to breathe. But I love that I got the Cheeky Monkey one because my son is a struggling eater sometimes. He just doesn't like to do it. And so it goes through, has a lot of fun noises and interaction that you eat, then you clean up. Sometimes you make a mess and it's okay. So I just love that, and again, there are more in this series. It is a board book, so super good for your children if they like to play with their books. Up next, for our little bit older readers, we have the Ella Diaries. There are, I think, 6 coming out in this brand new series from Kane Miller. It is for girls 8 to 12, and it just talks about her deepest, darkest thoughts and secrets, kind of like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but for a little bit different audience because it is very girly. She has drawings, it's all handwritten, there's things crossed out. Super, super cute. I remember reading books like this growing up, and I adored them. Again, this is for readers 8 to 12, and there will be about 6 in this series when they come out July 1st. Summer Travels. If you guys have the paper and pencil games, then this travel games is a must. If you don't have either, I recommend checking one out. They say the games are for ages 6 and up, but it's just an activity book. It's that great kind of flexi binding that is super durable. The pages are easy to tear out. Some of the games are familiar, as you see. There's a cootie, we used to call them cootie bugs, but the children nowadays call them fortune tellers. Tic-tac-toe, there's mazes, find the matches, just a lot of fun activities, and they lay flat for those of you that remember Travel Bingo on those road trips. Super, super fun, and these are only $5.99, so you don't have to feel bad when your kids run out because they're a great buy. This was one of the biggest hits at convention. Start to Cookbook. I loved cooking growing up. When I was 8 years old and got baptized, I'm a Mormon, that's when they get baptized. I was so obsessed with cooking, I would watch PBS cooking shows all the time that my dad spoke and related cooking to my baptism. I have no idea how he did it, but I just remember that it was the funniest thing and everyone got a cook out of it because I was so, that is what I loved at the time. It wasn't Saturday morning cartoons, it was Saturday morning cook shows. And we had a couple books like this growing up. I remember one was smoothies, but there are tons of recipes over here. On the side, you probably can't read it, but there's fruit and veggie, dairy and eggs, pasta and potatoes, meat and fish, rice and beans, bread and pastry, and cookies and cakes. So there's a lot for your kids to learn. We'll just flip through a few recipes. Great pictures. Oh, so this is the beginning of the dairy section. It kind of explains dairy, different ideas on how to use it, why you want to be incorporating it into your diet, and then great step-by-step directions that give you pictures for each step. This is how to make pancakes from scratch. I didn't know pancakes could be made from scratch for years. I was like, break out the crusties, add some water. And I love to cook. How ironic is that? Again, the beginning of this section, how to cook pasta, how to cook noodles, different types of sauces you can add to noodles, and then all sorts. There's beautiful pictures with most of the recipes. The other interesting thing about this is because Usborne originates in the UK, there are some British recipes in here. One of them, and I know I have a couple customers from overseas that have lived over there, there's I'm not quite sure where it is, but there's late summer pudding and just things that your kids probably wouldn't have an opportunity to try otherwise. You're not going to find them in American cookbooks because they're not macaroni and cheese or chicken nuggets. And I love that Usborne is taking on the task of making homemade yeast bread with your kids, because that is a great memory I had growing up, is helping my grandma make and shape Thanksgiving rolls. So this is a great one. Could be a treasured family tradition. Next, for girls 6 and up, I know most of us had paper dolls growing up. This is a great alternative to your little girls and sticker books. We do have a sticker book coming up, but paper dolls, we loved them. So the thing I like and want to point out with this book first is it folds out, and there's a back panel also, but it makes a bedroom that you can stage and play with these little dolls in. So I think that is fantastic. And then you have your dolls, different nationalities, there's stands, and there's hangers for their clothes, and in the back you can build a closet. So there's a couple different girls, there's party clothes and sunny clothes and rainy day clothes, so it really covers the whole spectrum of whatever your little girls can imagine. There's slumber parties, and they're pretty thick pages. I'm really impressed with this. And then this is that closet that we were talking about, that you can take all of the clothes and hang them on hangers. And here's the instructions on how to make the closet. And then you have your back panel of your bedroom. Again, ages 6 and up, and this is $17.99. So I think that's an awesome deal. For our older girls who still love sticker books but don't want sticker book fairies or ballerinas, we're getting in some new fashion collections. So the clothes are a little bit more mature, more on trend, more something that your older girls would want to play in. I mean, that's what I wear every day. So just different scenes, and then in the back, as usual, you have your stickers. But what's fun about these fashion ones is you have stickers that you can color your own clothes and design them yourselves. And so I think these are really neat. I think sometimes sticker books can come across as young, but this is something that definitely appeals to those older girls that are kind of tweens, not yet ready to be a teenager, but don't want to be too much of a sissy. Up next, we have 2 Shine the Light books coming out. This one that I got at convention is a human body, and I'm so excited about that. We also have animal camouflage. If you're familiar with our Shine the Light books, then you know how fun they are. What I love about this body book is one of the things customers ask most, is there a book that addresses how to explain when I'm pregnant or how a baby grows in your belly? And this one, actually, you can shine the light, and I'll spare your eyes, but it shows the baby growing in the womb. So I love this body book for that reason. It's different than our other ones, but obviously it covers the major skeletal muscular, the different systems in the body. So we'll just flip through this real quick. And it does a really great job of, I think, engaging the kids and getting them curious about their bodies. And you can teach them about x-rays too. Guys, this is kind of how an x-ray works. If they broke their arm or something, they have to go to the doctor. This is a fun one. Hey, these are some of the things that he is looking at. So here's your digestive system, how different foods affect you, hydration, what the dentist sees when you get x-rays, taking your thermometer. Here is an x-ray, so that is great. This little girl has a broken bone, what you dream of when you go to sleep, and then the end, it's got a little bit of an explanation for each of the systems you looked over. So I really love this book. Up last, this is our very last one, I promise, Cordelia. This is written by Michelle Nelson Schmidt. She is an amazing author. If you're familiar with Jonathan James or Bob the Unicorn or Cat and Mouse, is the same author and illustrator, and the books are inspiring. They have a message, and the illustrations are just done by her, and they fit the book so well. So Cordelia, and she signed our copies, which I think is amazing. Cordelia is a little girl who knew she could fly. She believed in flying, But then as the book goes on, others began to doubt. They didn't believe that she could fly. And so she started to get a little sad. And as the book moves on, she turns gray and is a little dreary. But then she says, with confidence and strength, Cordelia began anew. She was a girl who could fly, and she knew that it was true. As Cordelia ran along, a feeling began to start. It was soothing her soul and healing her heart. This is such a good message and so heartwarming. So I hope you guys check this out. Again, they'll be out July 1st. Thanks.